Hi, I'm Mark. I bet every one of you has a woodworker in your lives that's going to need more gifts this Christmas. And you have looked and you have seen quite how expensive tools are. It's not a cheap hobby. I'm here to help you out. I found a place where tools are cheap. I'm sure you've seen the aisle in the supermarkets too when you've been doing your shopping. I mean, we call them supermarkets here in the UK, but elsewhere in the world, it's the place that sells your bread, your eggs, your flour, your Christmas dinner, your surfboards, holidays to Florida, bit of everything. Now, we all know they don't specialise in tools, so yes, you can save a lot of money, but are you buying junk? I have bought a lot of that junk, and I'm going to show you today some of the best bits. And also I've done some research on Amazon where I've found the most similar product possible, and I'll tell you if actually in fact you have saved money and if you have got good enough quality to make it useful for the woodworker in your lives. We all know the woodworker in your lives is actually you, but that's okay. The only rules are, for the comparisons, it's got to have at least 10 reviews and over 3-star. That way we know it's kind of a real product on Amazon, unlike so much else that gets me every time I buy it. Sandpaper. Some of it's actually quite good. Now, you're not going to believe the first one that I found. I walked into the supermarket and I found a game that is designed purely for woodworkers. Check this out. You get a box, really nice plastic box. Oh, this was £10. The best one I could find online with the right reviews, and £10. So as far as games go, this one, it's okay. Let me show you how it works. They obviously realised that us woodworkers were a really fun gang. So what they've done, they've made a game where you sit in a circle, have a drink, and have 2 drinks. And then the woodworker next to you has to tell you an angle to find, and you have to see if you can get it. Let's say we're playing that game. You say 45 degrees, and I go, not looking. That'll do. And I give it back to you and you go, haha, 44.1. So I am now minus 0.9 in my score. It's really exciting because you keep going and you can pick whatever angle you want. 45 was quite an easy one, but what if I say to the guy next to me or the woman next to me, 32 degrees, and they go, yeah. 29.9. So now straight away they are 2.3 down and I'm winning, and this is getting seriously exciting. I think it's a game anyway. I couldn't think of any other use where I need to measure the angle and actually be told what that angle is. I've got my sliding bevel for transferring angles. So if you want a fun game this year with fun people, this is an absolute bargain at £10, and you could even go on Amazon and buy one for £10. It's not a success straight away, is it? Let's go on to the next one. We're just going to do a quick customer service warning. If you are going into a supermarket or the equivalent to get your tools, don't get carried away. I did. I filled a bag and I had the voices of hundreds of YouTubers in my head saying, you can never have enough clamps. So I bought a clamp. This cost me £10. I thought, that's brilliant. It's not. It's not. I needed someone with me to tell me to take a breath, sit down, don't buy a clamp from a supermarket. There was no one there. It does what a clamp should do. But there are a few things that I want to say first. This is a squeezy grip quick clamp. There's loads out there. I use these. Much lighter, much easier. From what I can gather, the only difference is this has a hard jaw, this has a rubber jaw. Great, this won't mar my work, but I'm ready for that. I have other clamps for softer jaws. I just need these to hold things together super quick. And that's where the problem is. Well, first of all, there's the price. This was £10, this is £9, and they do exactly the same job. So I was ripped off a whole pound, which I'm a little bit sore about. Haven't even taken the label off, even though I've been using it. But, pound aside, there's other problems. And actually, this is serious, in a way. Ergonomics. This one, look at this. Clamp it, then you just hold against the solid bit and pull it down. It's really easy, and you can do it quickly. Quick clamp. This one makes no sense. Clamp it up, and then to undo it, the little clip is under here. Here's the problem. You have to squeeze it with the handle that pulls it up to squeeze the clamp bit that brings it down. Pull them together, and you get nothing. You have to then get your hand inside to do that. Why? Am I going to keep it? Well, yeah, you can never have too many clamps. Everybody tells you that you can never have too many clamps, so of course you will see this in future videos. This was a super easy decision I made. Walking down the aisle, look to my left, down on the bottom shelf, a chisel set, £10. My brain calculates £3.33-ish per chisel. Oh, that's a bargain. £3. But you could buy a chisel for £3, and if you are good at sharpening, you can get it to a level that will do a job for you at £3. So £3.33, don't forget that. But there are chisels out there that are much more expensive. It's the quality of the steel and it's the edge that you can put on it that steel will hold. Before you cheap out for yourself or for the person you're buying it for, if we're going to keep this premise going, then do have a little think of, is it going to be used more than a hobbyist or a beginner? Are you going to use it every day? Are you a fine woodworker? If you are, why are you watching this video? Although please keep watching. If you're a beginner and a hobbyist, this is fine. Absolutely fine. But you do need to pair it with something, because a chisel is only as good as the sharpening. This, in all fairness, has a metal core right from the top to the bottom, so giving it a good old smack with a hammer, it's going to transfer nicely down it. Other ones with plastic handles I do tend to steer away from because they are a little bit too cheap. Just bear in mind though, when you do buy a cheap chisel like this, you are going to be sharpening more, so you do need to set up a really good sharpening station so that it's not a chore. For that, very simple. Set of 3 blocks like this, there's a link in the description, and that keeps it all in one place and makes it super simple to just go and fine tune the blade and then finish with one of these. As long as you're just using the sharpening stones, you will not get that chisel to really perform. Add this in, you'll fly. Okay, the next one is hard to make a comparison on because, to be honest with you, I just think it's pretty great and you might save a bit of money. But for £3.50, I walked past this pen. But cleverly disguised as a pen, looks like a spy kind of thing going on. It's actually, a magnet. And that is so useful, right? If you drop a load of nails, just pick them up with this. This is the biggest use that I've found for this. If you've got those great big buckets of screws and you keep diving in and getting your handles speared, use this. Just jab it in and pull out your screws. It's brilliant. Now you'll be really surprised by the power of this thing. Okay, brace yourself to be super impressed. Hammer. Okay, so that's too heavy. Brace yourself for the weight test. Okay, so that's too heavy for it. So brace yourself for the weight test. Okay, so that's not magnetic. So brace yourself for the weight test. Chisel. What we can conclude from this is, if you drop your chisel, check that out. No tests were failed before this. I feel like I need to be honest about this next one with you. You might notice a slight change in light. You may feel that I recorded this one at a different time. Go with it. We'll come back to this setting soon. There are certain times where you just want to pick up a clamp and give it a squeeze and pop it into place and it's there. These are the ones that I got from the supermarket. £3 for the big one, £2 for the little one. The only comparisons that I've managed to find for these are the ones I've already got. They're the alternative for the little ones. And then these ones, which I thought would be quite a good alternative for the big ones, but I didn't read the description. They are also little ones. I got these 10 for £7. Now, that's only 3 of these. But are they better? And the only way I can tell you on this is how much pressure do they have. It's the same. They're both really quite good. There's nothing else I want to test them on that I can give you any sort of pressure indication on it. You're gonna have to take my word for it. The way to go on this, don't give this as the gift. Hop online, get 10 of these for £7. Check out the French cleat video. Make yourself a little holder for them. Keep them all safe and keep them within arm's length. My nose really hurts. I have no idea why. No, I did. Must be coming down with a cold or something. I think one thing that's worth saying at this stage is, if you are looking to buy for a woodworker, and genuinely the premise of all of these videos, showing you've put a little bit of extra thought in goes a long way. And I think one of the thoughts to address is, what are the woodworkers' needs? What are things that will frustrate them? And that is where the magnet, the extendable magnet, that would mean more than just buying them a screwdriver. You know, hey random, you must do DIY, here's this. So this is another reason that I picked up these. I got 2 lockable Stanley knives. They flick out and they lock. And I got that for £5. Let's do the money first. These lockable Stanley knives don't come as a 2-pack anywhere else. Can't find them. But the big one on its own is £6 on Amazon without any blades. Did I tell you you get blades with it? You get 5 for each. So you get 5 of the Diddy ones and 5 of the normal ones. Well, that's amazing, because normally £3 for just a set of 10 Stanley blades. Do the maths, your quid's in either which way, and you show a woodworker that you understand that they need things that are practical and that they need multiple things, because they're probably going to lose them. They need one for their apron and one next to each machine they use, and one next to the front door in case a parcel comes, and one in their back pocket, one in their side pocket, one in the glove box, one in a next to the toilet. I've always used the normal Stanley knives, which you have to flick in, flick out. They tend to jam up, they tend to get really frustrating after a while, and ergonomically they're not as comfortable as these lockable ones. So for money, for practicality, this is probably so far the best of the bunch. Pop this in the stocking and I get it. I'm very, very happy. What's your favourite tool in the workshop? Like everything, big, small, anything. I guarantee you could ask 100 woodworkers and we're not all going to answer the same thing. Somebody will love their saw stop, somebody will love a pencil, a marking knife. I love my Starrett square. This is another one that is definitely not affiliate link down in the description below if you happen to check and click and show more, and definitely not down there. So maybe have a quick look just to make sure if I'm lying or not. The reason I love this is because I absolutely hang my hat on its accuracy. The only drawback really to me is that it's just very small, which is also one of its biggest pros, because I also like the fact that it fits in my pocket, I carry it around and I lose it all the time. There are times where the job does demand a bigger adjustable square. Do you go for another Starrett? Do you spend another fair amount of money on a bigger one? Or can you get one from the supermarket? Guess what I paid for this? Have a quick guess, shout it at the screen. £4. 4. Now, the nearest competitor online, unbranded, you're looking at about £10. So value-wise, this is off the charts good. You get everything you would expect to get with your adjustable square. You've got the 90 degrees, the 45 degrees. You've got the scribing tool, which I've never used. But if you drop it, you could use the extendable magnet to pick it up. Oh, that's rubbish. It's not even magnetic. If you drop it, well, you'll probably never miss it. What you also get, which I absolutely love, is the spirit level, because you can't have enough spirit levels. The biggest thing we need to check on this is it square? If it's square, it's great. If it's not, well, it's useless. So let's test it. Take a look at those 2 lines. Is the gap parallel all the way down? I think it is. So another customer service warning, I guess. If you give this to someone, a woodworker, and the first thing they do is run off to their workshop to start checking square on it, or checking it's square, then don't be offended. We just need our squares to be square, the same way that we need our tables to be tables. Sure, that works. Right, we're going to finish with the power tool, and this thing packs a punch. It's a cordless screwdriver. I know, we're woodworkers. We've got impact drivers, we've got drills, we've got screwdrivers. Do we need this? And how much did it cost you? Well, £6. £6. It was reduced from 10, but even at 10, that's pretty good value. I looked online, your best bet is going to be about £13, £15, give or take. For a DIYer, or if you're packing someone off to a new house, one of your kids leaves home and you want to give them a little toolbox, put some pictures up, fix some furniture, things like that, this might actually be quite good if it works. So, what do you get in the box? You get the tool, you get a load of extra fittings for it that we all know are going to get shoved in a cupboard because they're probably not good enough for the job, just about. You get the extension piece to hold them, and Get a lead. Where's the plug? I don't warrant a plug? Well, I have to charge this on my computer, or what? I've actually had this out and tested it. I had to fit some drawer fronts in and I had a really small space to work in. This actually did a better job than this, but that was only because it fitted in. As you can see, I have set up a super scientific test here. I've got tiny first. Okay, we go medium. Okay, can it handle super long? And now, the toughest. Super long and super wide. That's not bad. What about super long, super wide into hardwood? So, does it do a job? Yeah, it does. As long as you're not asking too much of it. For the little jobs around the house, this is pretty good. Lose it, throw it away, decide to never charge it because you haven't got a plug. You haven't lost a massive amount. Somebody bought me this for Christmas. The only thing I would be thinking is, what kind of a woodworker do they think I am? This is what woodworkers use. But actually, I'd get over that pretty quick and then I'd be fairly happy. All in all, the shopping trip wasn't a complete waste, and we've answered the important question using science. Can you buy your tools from a supermarket? Yeah. As long as you know the drawbacks. Can you buy your presents for a woodworker from the supermarket while getting your turkey, nut loaf, Sunday roast, pizza? That's tricky because that depends on the woodworker that you're buying them for. Me, I'd be happy with everything that we've got in this video. It just takes a little bit of extra thought, and some of them show that you really do know the woodworker in your life, which we all know is you. Really, for 90% of the people watching this. If you've got a bit more time on your hands, check out some builds. Check out some other tool reviews. 25. Oh, 25.2. Okay. 80. Right. 90. Easy one, this. Okay. 45. 44. This truly is the best gift ever.